Joanna, welcome to Sheffield.
Thank you so much.
I suppose you get sick of people saying this, but it is absolutely fabulous to see you here. And you're looking absolutely fabulous
Thank
as well.
Thank you very much indeed.
So just remind everybody what you're doing here today.
At the Sheffield Documentary Festival, I'm going to be on stage doing a kind of talk, an interview with Alistair Stewart, who's kindly going to talk to me about what seems to be an amazingly long career making documentaries. I mean, when I started to count them up and go backwards, it goes back a long, long time. And I've had the best time of my life, really, making documentaries, going all around the world, from the northern lights up in the Arctic Circle, down to orangutans in Borneo, and following the length of the Nile, and going all the way around Greece and Africa, doing stuff. I mean, just literally everywhere. Show me a place. And I've just finished doing Japan, which hasn't come out yet. A documentary for later on in the year.
Well, I was going to ask you about that a bit later, but let's cut to the chase. So what's coming up? What are we going to get from the documentary?
I think it's coming out at the end of this year, so it'll be maybe November, which is Japan. Joanna, it's always called rather grandly, Joanna Lumley's Japan, as if, but it's thrilling because we all seem to think we know quite a lot about Japan because we know sushi and we know words like tsunami and sake, and we all know we buy Japanese cars and so on. But actually we know, or rather I knew so little about it, that there are 4,000 islands, that there are 100 active volcanoes, that the main part of Japan is 4 islands, and so it was really going all the way from the very top in deep snow on an icebreaker ship, coming down gradually through to the cherry blossom over volcanoes and things like this, right down through extraordinary Buddhist walks through woods and things, right down to Okinawa, trailing off down to the south. A sort of 2,000-mile journey, talking to the most fascinating people.
It's a fabulous time. But when I look at it, everything, when we talk about things like the Nile and the Trans-Siberian, the Northern Lights, and and then we've got the will.i.am and we've got the Elvis stuff. So we've almost got 2 things going on here. We've got the travel. Yes. I guess they're all involving travel, and we've got the kind of celebrity stuff. Which do we enjoy? We're doing most.
The kind of the documentary with a person as the focus. I've only done 3 really. Ian Fleming was another I did, of course not here, so following him. Elvis not here, and will.i.am very much here. And those are quite fascinating because to be able to focus in on somebody's life, what makes them tick, where they came from, who they are, how they have achieved, all 3 of them, immense world-class achievers. And that yet they're only a person like you or me. And so that's fascinating because it's actually the same as anything else. It's focusing on something which the world would love to know more about.
Is there anybody out there well, there must be many, but is there anybody on the horizon who you
in my targets?
Next? Yeah, who's on your wish list?
I don't know, because it has to come along with a sort of a reason attached to it, and I can't really think of what the reasons were. Ian Fleming was maybe a new film coming out. Elvis was at Sony were re-recording his backing tracks. Will was he was just about to do some huge tour or something. I don't know. It usually, I mean, the world is so full of fascinating people. There's almost nobody I wouldn't love to speak to.
I have to say that here in Sheffield, we're proud of our own travel guru, Michael Palin, and of course
Absolutely.
We've got our chat show god, Mark Parkinson, from down the road in Barnsley.
Exactly. So you're pretty high up there already, actually.
Did they help you by just actually seeing what they did? Now they did things. I mean,
I've been a guest on Parkinson several times, and I know Michael Palin, the 2 Michaels. So Parkinson, yes, indeed. And I used to stand in for Terry Wogan and interview his guests when he went away on holidays, and had the great honour of speaking to Muhammad Ali with George Fraser and George Foreman and Joe Fraser when they came over. Michael Palin is just. He's always a step ahead of me. So he was going across the Himalayas, and I went, "No, Michael, I was born in the Himalayas." And he went, "Ha ha, I'm doing it." So he's just a kind of legend going ahead of me. Yeah. They're always inspirational.
So by watching and absorbing those, I suppose it's been a bit of useful tips for you to actually use.
I think it's always the same thing. They both displayed huge curiosity about the people they're talking to. So they ask in the spirit of true inquiry. So you don't come with a fixed, closed idea of what's going to be, but you literally find out, you're open to suggestions. And of course, the great David Attenborough, who's coming here as well,
he's
the kind of the guru of all,
And in terms of other things that you've told me, I've got to ask you because it's just around the corner. The Ab Fab movie's out.
I know, it's coming up July the 1st, and we've got the premiere at the end of this month.
I'm hoping to be there actually, the
really?
carpet, so I might see you again. Yeah.
Excellent.
You must come over and say hello if I have.
I'd love it.
Can you tell me anything about the film at all?
except that it's got the same 5 core members, all of us in it. It's got lots of people who've already been in the show, and it's got about 60 people who've never been in the show, who are huge stars, who are just drifting through, sometimes with insultingly small parts, all taken by them with the greatest good grace. Just enormous fun. It's got a sort of chase line through it. I think you know by now that Adina, in her grasping nature, rushing to get Kate Moss, manages to kill her, knock her into the Thames. And so it's partly a kind of police chase thing. It's just funny and ridiculous. I think it's like a glass of champagne on a summer evening.
And Kylie Minogue's doing the song in it as well.
What's that about? Isn't that fantastic?
Are you in the music video?
No. She's just re-recording Wheels on Fire. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Cool. I've got to ask, if Patsy was here, what at an international documentary festival that we're very proud of, it's a great festival, what might she say about it?
Patsy was brought up rather like an alley cat all across Europe. She's sort of Eurotrash, so she'd feel that she knew quite a lot about a different kind of Europe. From the darker side of Europe, maybe the drug dealers, maybe the huge celebs, maybe the sort of unnamed princelings and people like this, maybe the rock stars of those countries. So Patsy would have a slightly different take on it. She wouldn't really remember very much about it, I don't think.
I saw you almost slipping into Patsy there. Does it happen a lot?
She happens, she's quite near me all the time. Particularly now, when of course she's come back with a vengeance.
Do you know, Joanna, I could sit and talk to you all day. Unfortunately, we've not got time, but I must ask you one thing, and I hope you don't mind me saying it. It's a belated birthday wish to you.
Yeah.
And just, you know, you do look absolutely fabulous. You also still look very sexy at 70. What's the secret?
That's so kind. I think liking stuff, liking other people, being interested, keeping fit. By that I don't mean going to the gym, because I never do that, but don't eat too much. I'm a vegetarian, which I'm sure keeps me healthy, so you're healthy and you're lively. And be interested in the world. I think that helps. If you're always curious about people and about places, and how to make stuff better, I think that makes for a good life, because every day is brand new with a great adventure ahead of it, even if you're not making documentary films.
Well, what an absolutely adventurous lifestyle you're leading at present. You know, long may that continue. And thank you ever so much for gracing us with your presence here in Sheffield.
It's so nice to see you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Graham.